What is going on, guys? Welcome to the Coach's Corner, Nick from Joeyflexx. I just wanted to kind of give you guys some of my thoughts and emotions after IPF Worlds, as well as some background info, how I felt the day went, and how the prep went, and stuff like that. So, I am going to do just that. I'm not really sure how long this video is going to be, but I'm gonna go attempt by attempt, and then I kind of will fill you guys in with all the info of what was happening in the back and like how I was feeling and stuff like that. Uh, yeah, if you just want to see like the raw footage and stuff, it's the previous video on YouTube, but this one is just gonna be me kind of talking over uh how I was feeling on the day. I went 749 on the day, missed my last bench and my last deadlift, both on pretty much strength at this point. For anyone unaware, I've had pretty much 3 weeks to prep for this meet. I had a 3 week less, well, it's pretty much a 3 week and a 3 day notice I've had. So no excuses regardless. Like if you're strong, you're strong. But obviously this is never going to be my best meet. Yeah, I also had a shoulder injury, so like bench was down like 30 kilos from like training numbers across the board on every single like repetition set and variation and stuff. And like I basically could only train with cocodamol and codeine. If I don't take those, I can't bench. Yesterday was the first session where I was able to do like 70 kilo 10 pull-ups and freeze pain free. So you take it for what you will. Um, but yeah, basically the plan was to come in, have some fun, maybe hit a squat PR like at 93 kilo, and then just hopefully I can place as well as I can. My goal was top 10, and then top 5 would have been like a dream, right? That was kind of like what I was thinking coming in. Um, I think if I was in shape, I probably could have come fourth, maybe. Um, the guys are good, man. Like it is what it is. One of those situations, like very high level of competition, so no big deal really. Basically, um, a week out of the meet, I hit like 260 for 5, which was a rep PR, and then I hit like a 170 bench, and it was pretty hard. And then I missed 305 on grip, which serves me right because it was exactly the same as this meet. I missed 307 on grip, although I didn't even look at 305. Yeah, that is that. Yeah, just training hasn't been going well since like 3 weeks out of the British 4 weeks out. Ever since the shoulder injury, I just couldn't really get things going. It was like very emotionally draining trying to go into the gym knowing that like it's nowhere near going to be my best. So it is what it is. But the weight cut went swimmingly. Like I woke up, so I went to bed the night before at like 10 p.m. at like 94.7, and then I thought I'll wake up at like mid 93 kilo. And then I woke up at 93.3, and then I went to the toilet again, and I was 93.1 like 2 hours before words. So that's pretty good. Like that's not bad at all. I didn't think I would be at weight. I thought I would be over, but yeah, at least I guess like God was on my side in that sense, so no big deal. But recomp went like perfect. I think I was above training weight on a platform like on every single attempt I took. It was crazy. Like I could feel on deadlift, I was like, man, this bloat is crazy. And then just a fun fact for everyone, I stood on a scale in my singlet and like deadlift socks and t-shirt after I competed, and I was like 99.3 kilos. Like I put on like basically a stone in like 5 hours. For anyone that like kind of wondered. But yeah, pretty cool, man. Like I can't really complain. Like I essentially hit what I thought I was gonna hit, to be honest. It would have been nice to hit a 302 squat, but it just wasn't there. Like yeah, it is what it is. Like I'm like bummed out, but I'm also just like it is what it is. Like ultimately, it was just out of my hands. Opener was 265 kilos. So anyone that knows me knows I take like pretty big jumps in the meet. I was quite nervous. I got called on depth because the depth calls were just crazy. Like they called everyone and everyone on depth. So I wanted to make sure that I sing this, and I was quite disappointed because on the video it did look higher than it felt. Like it felt I was like, man, I can't go any deeper. Like it felt pretty deep, and then it was just about in. But I got 3 white lights, so that's all good. It moved like about how I expected it to move, to be honest. It felt really good on the back. I felt like really good on the platform. Um, but yeah, like if you could, yeah, it was like very obviously and like no questions on that. So I was happy about that. I was nervous, man. Like I didn't know what to expect really. It was just like, okay, let's just see. This was a safe opener, and then from here we jumped to 287 and a half. I wanted to go 290, but I was like, let's just take the 287, and then I still got room for 302 if it feels good. Um, and then I was like really hyped. I was like, man, I need to make this move good, like, because I knew there could be a potentially a medal on the table, so I wanted to make sure that I give it a good whirl. And then yeah, so like this moved good enough that I would have loaded probably like 297 range, and then we just wanted 295 because if the Bulgarian was to miss his third, I would have had a bronze medal squat. Um, but it didn't happen, so no big deal really there. Because his second was 292, so we jumped 295 and hoping he was gonna miss, but he hit his third no problem. But yeah, this was really good. Like, I lost balance a little bit in the bottom. I don't really know why, but it moved really well. Like, it felt really easy, and everything was really nice. Like, the bar wasn't moving or anything. And then before this 295, I was like, man, like, I'm gonna hit this because it would be cool to come home with a medal. And then they fucked my rack height. So fuck that. Like, ready to fucking go for it, and they just messed my rack height up. So it is what it is. But yeah, basically. I go out and it's like record 10, and I'm like, dude, I'm not like 5'4", like I'm 5'7". So I go out, I'm ready to go, and then I just see like, well, this is not my record, dude. Like I cannot wreck this. And I was like, yeah, change the record, boys. Reset the clock and everything. And it did just that. Uh, it is what it is. Like mistakes happen. Like the spotters kept me safe the entire day, so I appreciate that. None of their fault really. So I took 295, 10.5 kilo meet PR at 93. Obviously, like nowhere near my best, and that's okay too. Not the end of the world really. Um, yeah, like I haven't had a meet other than the May meet that I could like prep for, and I had an exact date. Like I had a 3 week prep twice essentially, which kind of sucks, but it's okay. So I hit this. It was probably like probably could have had like 5 more, maybe 5 kilo more. Like knowing how much I can grind and stuff. It's really hard to tell. I don't know if I would have cut depth or not. Like it's really hard to tell. Probably 5 kilo more I would have been like confident taking, but 302 was never gonna be there, so that's okay. That's why I wasn't really that bothered taking this over anything else. Um, so yeah, 2 to 1 good lift the middle. Judge gave me a red light for depth, which is just what it is. Like I guess it was questionable depth, so fair enough. But I went 3 for 3 at Worlds, so happy about that. Like if I'm healthy, like it's just so much better. It would be so much better, but it's all good. And then moving on to bench, like I said to my handler Akos, who like did like an amazing job handling me, that if I feel the shoulder, I'll just take 75 and that's it. Like literally 75 kilos, like 155 pounds, whatever the hell it is. I was like, I have no intentions of like hurting myself whatsoever, so I'll warm up and just see. So I took 4 pills of cocodamol and codeine, which is this one. Is it this one? Yeah, man, cocodamol and codeine and paracetamol. So I took 4 of these, right? I got given these when I had the ear infection, and I had like lots of leftovers, so it came in handy because you can't get this over the counter. But I took 4 of them, and then I was like, right, let's just see what happens. Like, it is what it is. And I was warming up, and I was like, right, it feels good, but like, it feels weak. Like, but like the weight is moving good. So we opened 160, which is like super safe. I was like, no matter what happens, I can hit this. Like, I could tell after the 140, I was like, no matter what happens, I can hit this. And well, it was pretty good actually. Obviously, this is like last warm up, second to last warm up territory for me when my shoulder is healthy, but that's so good. I hit like 207 in the gym at like 96 kilo, and I hit like 195 for the double and 175 for 6 or 7 reps. So it kind of sucks like having to take these, but again, the way I feel right now, just like there is like a chip on my shoulder. Like I really want to just like come back and like do my best and just show people that like I am capable of like really big things. But that's gonna have to wait until next year, I guess. So there is that. But yeah, like yeah, it is like 160. I could probably do for like 10 reps when I'm healthy, 10 to 12 reps. So like yeah, it is what it is. So not too bad. Like the commands were actually really nice. Like I don't know, people were complaining about the presses and stuff. I thought they were really kind. Like I didn't feel like anything was unnecessarily harsh. I got like really fast start, really like everything was kind of normal. And then this 175 is just fucking hard. Like I got down to the chest and like my bicep and like around here I could feel. I was like, it doesn't feel too good. So it's quite funny. I was like, I'm not even coming out for a third. I got changed into my deadlift socks. You will see on the third attempt. And then Lacoste was like, nah, give it a go, give it a go. And I was like, well, it's not gonna get any worse. Like, it's only gonna get like I'm either gonna hit it or I won't. And then I got out and like literally as I reverted back into the bar, like here, like the bicep, I was like, yeah, no. And I just went like, I'm not gonna die. I'm not gonna bother. Um, but yeah, like I wasn't even above it. I was just like, yeah, like it is what it is. Like the shoulder needs rehab and it needs time. So that's exactly what I'm doing right now. But it felt good in the hands. Like 180 doesn't really normally feel heavy. It's just a shame that I can't press. So it is what it is. I guess I'm just weak. Um, and then moving into deadlifts, like actually warm ups moved really well. Like I was very excited to deadlift because um, I did feel really good, like pulling. Um, I don't know, I just couldn't really get my hips to the bar though. I don't know why. Definitely gonna narrow my stance a bit after this meet. It needs a little bit of adjustments just to make sure I've got some stack joints, but it didn't move too bad. Like ultimately, I hit open 275, which actually moved really well. Like I was quite happy with it. You can tell on my face I was like, oh my god, that moved better than expected. I struggled to keep balance again in this meet. I'm not really. It's probably because I couldn't get my hips close enough. But if you look at this video, like it is a little bit uneven, which kind of sucks. That needs to be higher up, like here, because it's kind of in the way. It's kind of pulling me out of position, I feel. So that's gonna come a bit higher up. Um, but yeah, like not too bad really. Um, one of those situations like you just kind of have to do what you have to do. Um, I opened 275 and I could feel the bar was pulling me forward here, like quite a bit. You can tell like my hips kind of shoot back and whatever, losing low position. This one is kind of extend rotated, but this one is like could be a little bit better. You can tell like I have some shift and whatever, but no pain. And then I pull it, and it's like okay, that moved really well. But you could tell like I was just like scared to pull back because I wasn't sure if he was gonna pull me the other way. Um, They caught me on shoulder on the side, which I can understand. Like it did look really soft. You can tell like there needs to be like further back. But I was like, you can see on my face. I was like, oh shit, that moved really well. And I put it down, and I'm like, okay, cool, like looking good. And then I got one red, and I asked the judge like shoulder, and they just said like stop shoulder. And I was like, right, okay, cool. And then on the second attempt, I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna look this out like to the max. So I literally pulled it and I was like, let's just slow the lock down, lock it down so I don't lose balance. And I just locked it all the way. Like, they can't call me on soft shoulder. I'm going to widen my grip anyway because it's been an issue for ages and it needs to be addressed. Like, it is what it is. But yeah, not bad. And I went 307, which I thought I'll have it because I didn't have any issues on 300. I was like, yeah, I can pull 307. And then I fucking lost it on grip. Like, I can't believe it. That really sucks. Haven't had grip issues since 2019. Even not before, like 2019 Worlds, I think was the last time I had Euro. I don't even know. Like I had grip issues at some point or balance issues, but I haven't had them in like 3 minutes, and then now they're back. So it is what it is. But yeah, like I pulled it and I was like, yeah, I locked it out, lock it out, and then you can see it's like escaping my hand, and then it just went whoop, and I was like, that's just sums up. That just really sums up like the entire meet prep and the entire season I've had in terms of international competitions. So it is what it is. Like the biggest thing I learned from this week, and I'm just gonna leave that on while I kind of talk about my thoughts and feelings because it really sums it up. um, the biggest thing I learned is that like no matter your circumstances, you just gotta turn up. Like I really didn't want to be there that day. Like I remember, like even before the day before, I was just like I don't really want to be here. Like it's just gonna be embarrassing. And then And then I kind of started warming up, and I was like, right, let's just make the most out of this. I made the weight and whatever, like, and then that's it. Like, had a good time, regardless. I met lots of good people and like made some memories and whatever. And I got to see Theo compete like for the first time internationally. That was really cool. And really, the goal now is to just get better. Like, go to 105, fill out the frame because the upper body is still too small, and hopefully get closer to where my potential is, or get some more information of what weight class I need to be in, because I think I'm still too tall to be a 93 kilo guy. And ultimately, if I want to get better and I want to get stronger, I need to go up a weight class. Because there's only like marginal gains I can make in this weight class because I'm already quite lean. Like I would say I'm probably like 2 kilos away, like to be the same leanness as I was at 83 like 3 years ago. So I probably put on about maybe 7 to 9 kilos of lean body mass over the past 3 years, and that's a no joke. Like if I can do that again and again and again and again, then I'll be up there with the big boys in time. It's just time. Like I have to understand that. Like Jonathan Keiko trained 19 years before he became a world champion. I'm like not even halfway to that. Like I just need to like really slow down and like really understand that it's just gonna take time, and I have to be willing to take my time because otherwise I'm just gonna have problems. Like it's you can't rush the process when you're not taking drugs. Like it is what it is. It's not an overnight process, you know. So that's kind of where my mind is at. Like I'm gonna spend like the next 4 to 6 weeks to just rehab the shoulder and like push like the posterior chain side of things, like push the upper back work, push the hamstrings, push the glute work, lots of hip thrusts, lots of like hip extension work, lots of leg curl work for sure, 100%. Um, and then see where I end up. Like essentially, that's kind of where my mind is at. And then once I've done that, then I can focus on picking a meet sometime mid next year, May, June time. I'll probably do a bench only sometime because I want to do bench only Euros. That's kind of fun. And that's it. Like not much other than that on my mind right now. Like I just want to have fun. I want to have fun with it. Well, I don't think I haven't been having fun, but like I want to be making sure that my performance next year reflects how strong I actually am because I haven't really gotten anywhere near it this year. Like, and that kind of sucks. Um, so that's kind of where my mind is at. I did 810.5 at like 99 kilo, like, and I've eaten and drunk before, so, and with a 1 hour weigh and like a really fast paced meet. So, like, I don't really know, like, what the goal is, but like, at least get somewhat close to 850 next year would be like probably the objective. For me to do like a 320 squat, a 210 bench, and a 320 deadlift is not that hard to do at like 105 kilo. So that's kind of where my mind is at. And then just maybe like a podium finish at Worlds eventually before I'm 30 would be cool. That's kind of like what I want to do in the open. But if you end up tuning in to the Olympic channel to watch, or you just like watch the review I gave like the previous video, or you watch my YouTube, my Instagram like review or whatever, like I appreciate all the support that I get. Like gives me a lot of energy and like a lot of purpose. Like I know some of you guys really believe in the fact that I can do great things, and like so do I. But it's just doing it. Like obviously sometimes circumstances get in the way, and like it's okay. It's not the end of the world. You just gotta continue to turn up regardless, however hard it seems at the time, and eventually it will pay off. Like it's inevitable. No work you do is wasted. It's just whether you get the instant gratification or you get a delayed gratification, and you need to understand that. Don't train to hit PRs the next week. Train to hit PRs at some point because it will all add up. Um, if you watched up until the end of this video, just put what do we put in there? Hope dies last in the comment section below if you watch the end of the video. And I'll see you guys with like probably like a training summary towards the end of the week this week. And then I also have a couple of other cool projects on the way for you guys, which I'll explain probably once they are confirmed. So thank you so much for tuning in, and I should see you guys sometime over the weekend. Peace.